Hey guys, it's Sasha. Welcome back to my channel, and today I have a book haul for you. So I just got back from the op shop. It's like your thrift store, your secondhand shops, and I got some books. And I'm so excited that I just had to show you this little book haul because I'm just keen. All right, so I went to 3 different stores, 2 Lifelines, 1 Vinnie's. Actually no, I'll show you the 2 books that I got from Vinnie's first because I only got 2 books, so that's the shortest. I spent the shortest amount of time there. So the first book I picked up was Jasper Jones by Craig Silvey. This recently became a movie. I think it was either last year or the year before that. And so it's an Australian novel, and it's about this kid called Jasper Jones. I actually think the back of it says it's more about Charlie, and when he was 13 he woke up in the middle of the night to a knock on his window, and it's Jasper Jones, who is an outcast in the mining town of Corrigan. He's rebellious, mixed race, and solitary. Jasper is a distant figure of danger and intrigue for Charlie. Jasper's like, I need your help. So they go out and they find something pretty scary. It doesn't say what. I've heard really good things about both the book and the movie. And also it says they're an Australian To Kill a Mockingbird. So that might give a little bit of indication of what could be happening in this book, but I thought it would be just a good novel to pick up. The next book I picked up from Vinnie's was More Than This by Patrick Ness. I've been looking at this at bookshops for ages now. I just love the cover, and then when I saw it at Vinnie's for like $3, $1 for this, I'm like, yes please. All I really know is that this boy wakes up from death. A boy drowns, desperate and alone. In his final moments he dies. Then he wakes naked and bruised and thirsty but alive. So it seems kind of mystery, thriller-y, kind of maybe some magical realism in there. I have 3 different books by Patrick Ness, but I have not read any of them, so hopefully I will enjoy this one. So when I was at Lifeline, I picked up Dragonfire by Denita K. Paul. This is the 3rd book in her, I believe it's called like Dragon Quest series. But I loved this series when I was younger. I used to borrow it out at the school library over and over and over again. And so I've just been slowly picking up secondhand books whenever I find them. I've got this 2nd book, I don't know, but I do have the 2nd book, so I grabbed the 3rd book, but I don't want to start reading them until I have the 1st book. But this is a novel about this one girl. I think she's like a halfling, if I remember correctly, and she finds this dragon egg, and so her and a band of friends go and find this wizard who they've been told will help them find, like, some way to put it. I don't know, it was like found family, and I just really enjoyed this series a lot. Definitely helped my love of fantasy reading these books growing up. I picked up The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. I've heard lots of good things about this book. I know there is a movie out too, but when I saw this cover I just had to get it because I really do like this cover. I think this is about this one girl 12 hours away of getting deported back to Jamaica, and then she meets this guy, and like I think they have to try and save her family. I don't know, but I've heard really good things about it, so I'm like, yes please. I then picked up these gorgeous editions of the His Dark Materials trilogy. I have yet to read it, but my mum's husband is reading it right now, and when I saw them I'm like, I will get them for him, or if he doesn't want it because he's not weird like me and likes collecting multiple books, I might keep them for myself, because like how gorgeous are these covers, and like just that, they're called the 20th anniversary edition, and when I saw them I'm like, yes, I need them. So I'm not quite sure what His Dark Materials is about. All I know is that it is becoming, is it a Netflix series or an Amazon series? It's either out or it's coming out. So, but I know it's a middle grade that's about it. And I could not, this basically was a cover buy, to be quite honest with you. Like, I know that glare is not good, but yes. And then I found this hardcover copy of Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alira Sayans. I've heard so many good things about this book, but I just have never picked it up. And so when I saw it in hardcover for $2.50, I said, thank you very much. All these awards. Oh, I know this is a gay romance. I think it's probably coming of age as well. But apparently it's like amazing, and I can't wait to pick it up. And then probably my favorite find from this bookshop was Before She Ignites by Jodi Meadows. It is a hardcover. It looks like it's never been read, and it has a signed book plate in there. So I picked it up. I've never read any of Jodi Meadows' books, but I've seen a couple people talk about them. I think Piera reads them and she enjoys them. And then this just looks like a really interesting book. It says Mira Mankoba is the hope bearer. Since the day she was born, she's been told she's special, important, perfect. She's known across the Fallen Isles, not just for her beauty, but for the peace treaty named after her. An agreement that united the 7 islands against the enemies on the mainland. But Mira never felt perfect. She counts compulsively, she struggles with crippling anxiety, and she's far too interested in dragons for a girl of her station. It says something about after and then what happens. Oh, she's sentenced to a prison. Oh, that's exciting. So I'm excited to pick this up, and if it's got dragons in it, then I'm all for it because I love my dragons. And then at the next Lifeline bookshop, I picked up some recipe books. They're all like these taste.coms. I got 6 of them. I already have the chicken one, but it was like a bundle. So I said, why not? Because I love my recipe books. I am a mum at home who likes to eat, and I don't really like to cook. Well, sometimes anyway, this is about books and fiction books, not recipe books. When I was at this Lifeline, I picked up Legend and Champion by Marie Lu. Now I'm kicking myself because when I was at Vinnie's, they had Prodigy, but I'm like, it's a second book. I'm not going to need to pick the second book up until I have the first book. And then I went to Lifeline and saw these, and I'm just like, I'm not driving back. I've heard really good things about these books just recently. Hero turns out to be the villain or whatever, but all I know is that these are like OG YA books, so I am keen to start them. I've never read anything by Marie Lu, but oh no, I don't think that was by her. Was it? Oh no, yeah, I read Batman by Marie Lu. I thought, but like that's not her original, I don't know. Anyway, I'm excited to pick these up. I also picked up My Sister Rosa by Justine Laballastia. I've heard people talk about this a while ago, and I think that Rosa is a serial killer and that the main character is like trying to make sure she doesn't get caught. I believe Emma Books used to talk about it a lot, and I'm just super keen to read a thriller about a serial killer, or even just like, I don't even know how old her sister is. Oh no, it's his sister, sorry. And then the last book for this haul is Prince of Fools by Mark Lawrence. This is the first book in his Red Kingdom, Red Queen's War series. I read Red Sister by Mark Lawrence, really enjoyed it. I haven't got to Grey Sister yet, but it's on my TBR, and I just thought I really liked his writing, so I thought I'd give his other books a shot. And so when I saw this, I'm like, yes. I don't know if this one is an assassin as well, because I know his Broken Empire trilogy, I think, is about assassins. Now this is also in the Broken Empire world, so I'm not quite sure if it's a sequel series or if it's just set in the same world. So I'm gonna have to look into that before I pick this book up, because I don't want to get spoiled for the Broken Empire trilogy. So I bought more books. This is why you're seeing me a couple weeks later with some brand new hair, but I didn't want to put like 2 book hauls up, so I thought I'd just mesh them together. So, and these are all from Lifeline / secondhand shops as well. So the first book that I picked up, I was at the coast and we just went op shopping and I found Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Morano Garcia. This is a like retelling of a Mexican myth, I believe. It sounds really interesting. It's about this girl who accidentally summons like the god of death, and he said that he has to help her take back something or like she'll die or something like that. So I'm pretty excited, and like that cover is just gorgeous and I'm just really excited to read it. I've saw a couple good reviews on Goodreads about it, so yeah, I'm really excited to pick this one up. Then picked up Believe Me by JP Delaney. I do have The Girl Before on my shelf and I just wanted this one because I thought the cover looks really like white and clean, and I'm trying to get into more thrillers this year. So yeah, I'm not going to tell you what this one is about because I don't know what it's about and I like to go into my thrillers sort of blind. And then I grabbed Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. I've heard a lot of people talk about this. I think everyone read it ages ago, and I have read the first Diviner's book by Libba Bray, and I don't think this is anything like that. I don't know if it's dystopian, but basically a bunch of beauty queens get lost on an island. It sounds like it's sort of like Survivor cross with like any pageant show you've ever watched. Which, I don't know, I just heard lots of people talk about it and I saw it and I'm like, I want it. Then picked up Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. I've heard a lot of people talk great things about this one. This is a retelling of Rumpelstiltskin, I believe. And yeah, it's like a, I'm not sure if it's a young adult fantasy or if it's an adult fantasy, but I know it is like high fantasy and I like my high fantasy, so hopefully I will enjoy this one as well. Then picked up Fire by Kristen Gashaw. This is his sequel to Graceling, which I read 3 years ago. I saw this cover and I'm like, I need it. I don't even own Graceling, like, but I own the second book now. But Fire is about this girl called Fire, and it's not really a sequel, it's like a companion novel to Graceling, but it's set in the same world, and I do believe that Fire does end up meeting some of the Graceling characters at the end. But I think the girl, her name is Fire, I believe. She's not actually human and she lives among humans. I think she's trying to like keep it a secret that she's not human, I believe. But I'm excited to go into this and hopefully I'll enjoy it just as much as Graceling. Then I found this beauty, Slay by Brittany Morris. I've had this on hold at the library for ages and it just still hasn't come in. And then I saw it at the Lifeline at the op shop and I'm like, I need this. So Slay is about this girl who, she's written like this computer game, like an MMO RPG game, and it's like a safe place for like black gamers. And I'm not sure if someone dies in the game, if someone dies in real life, but people are now blaming the main character for this death, and I'm really excited to pick it up. It's cross between like Black Panther and Ready Player One is what I believe it is described as, but I am super excited. Brittany Morris is a black author. It's got a main black main character, and I'm just really excited to read this one. And then I picked up Legacy of Kings by Eleanor Herman. I don't really see a lot of hype for this one, but I see it, well, I see the sequels at Big W all the time, and I'm like, I really want to pick up the first one. Oh, it's a reimagining of Alexander the Great. Oh, okay. So I wonder if it's like fantasy or if it's like old school contemporary. Either way, I'm excited to read this. And then I found The Liar's Key by Mark Lawrence. This is the sequel to Prince of Fools, which I've already hauled earlier in this video. So when I found this one, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna grab it. And I believe they sort of match. And like, yeah, like I just had to. And then I picked up I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. This is a contemporary about these twins, and they're like inseparable, but lately they've kind of grown apart, and they both so it's a boy-girl twin pair, but they both have fallen in love with, I don't know if it's the same boy or if it's boys that they shouldn't be with. It doesn't particularly say, but I'm really excited to pick this one up. I really enjoy this cover as well, and I've heard that it's gonna make me cry, so I better put the tissues nearby for the tears that will come. And then this last book, I actually did not pick it up secondhand. I lied. This is not a fully secondhand bookshop. Whatever. But I'm gonna haul it anyway, and that is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I was waiting around in town one day, and I'm like, I will go pick up a book. And then when I went to start reading it, my husband's like, we're here. So I actually haven't started. I lie. I borrowed this from the library last year, and I got about 100 pages into it, and it was just so much for me to take in while I was on holidays that I'm like, I'm gonna put this down, I'll come back to it. Then the library wanted it back because they're needy, so I had to give it back, but I'm glad I finally have my own copy, and I like the smaller paperbacks a lot more than the larger paperbacks, so I'm excited to pick this one up. This is a book about lots of different people, and we've got dragons and a kingdom that's wanting to wage war against another kingdom. That's what I got pretty much from when I read the first part of it last year, but I'm really excited to pick this one up. So these are all the books that I picked up today, just out at secondhand shopping. I hope you enjoyed this book haul. Let me know down below what are some of your amazing finds that you found at op shops. I would love to know. But thank you so much for watching. If you want to be my friend, you can add me at Goodreads, Instagram, and Twitter. They're all at Sasha Reads. And I'll see you next time. Bye!